Hello, one and everyone, I am Echo, and today we're exploring Gone Home. At the end of the last episode, things just started picking up quite a bit, getting pretty interesting, figuring out some, details about the family, slowly uncovering the stuff that happened, and I don't even remember this being shown on the map. But okay, hey, look at that. We uncovered a hidden panel completely by accident. Wow, okay, examine show flyer. Alright. The Misfits, Saturday, October 29th. Special guests, plus special guests, Maidenhead, Stygia 306 with Franklin Street.
At Todd's brother's place after the show, there was only a futon to sleep on, so Lonnie and I shared it. The lights went out. I was turned toward her. My eyes started to adjust, and then I could see she was looking at me, too. In the dark, she smiled. My heart was beating so fast. I rolled over. I felt so, I don't know, nervous? After a minute, she put her arm around me and was so close and whispered in my ear, "I really like you." I just nodded my head, and I really hoped she could tell. I really hope that she meant what I think she did. I felt like a shook-up can of soda ever since. I hope we have the chance to talk before I explode.
She felt like a shook-up can of soda. Yeah, that's about the eloquence you'd expect from a, what is she, 15-year-old girl? I don't actually remember. Have they even pointed out her age? I'm not sure. But yeah, there you go. Further, the story edges on ever further with Sam and Lonnie there. But 0451 found in this folder with a letter for their dad, or from their dad or something. I can't remember. One of the two. It's been a while since I last recorded, so I don't remember exactly what it was. But okay, 0451. That should be for the top thing right here of this filing cabinet, not just a drawer. Okay. This way, I guess. Alright. Open it up. Good job. Awesome. Okay. Read document. Kublik and Wise, Attorneys at Law, 21 Front Street, Boone County, Oregon. Dear Mr. Masson, please find enclosed your original document and a typed copy for your records. The notarized copy has been filed at our offices. Thank you for entrusting our firm with this important matter. Sincerely, Jeffrey Wise, Kublik and Wise, Attorneys at Law. Will and Testament. I, Oscar Masson, possessing full competence of mind and memory, and after full survey of valued items to my name, do hereby declare this document my last will and testament. The following shall hold true upon my passing. 1. I declare that I am a lifelong resident of Boone County, that I am unmarried and have no children. 2. I declare that I have no outstanding debts to my name, to any creditors living or dead. 3. I do hereby bequeath every item of value of which I may die possessed, including the dwelling and surrounding acres located at Arbor Hill, as well as any and all personal property and moneyed accounts, to my nephew, Terrence L. Greenbrier, Jr. of Ellis County. In the event that said Terrence L. Greenbrier, Jr. should predecease me, then, and in such event, the bequest to him shall fall, and the same is bequeathed to his children as ordered by age and competent as stewards of the estate. I subscribe my name to this will, this 13th day of August 1973. Signed, Oscar Masson. Oh, and then it's all written out in hand as well. That's interesting. Is that normal? I'm not sure. I've never written or read a will before, so I don't know if that's typical practice. But okay. So they didn't buy this house. They got it from the will from Terrence. That's the father's name. What in the world? Terrence, the father, his brother was Oscar. His brother bequeathed the house to them in his will. Okay, that's... When we look to the right, we just see the wall. When we look to the left, we see a potted plant behind the wall. I'm just gonna assume that that's a glitch, and we're accidentally seeing into the room next door. The other possibility is that maybe there's some kind of secret, secret, like, switch or something here, and might swing out one of these, bookcases. Not sure. Not sure, can't be sure. Alright, let's take a look at the map. Now, that's the library. Okay, so this is an arrow pointing to, whatchamacallit, the panel in the wall that we just opened up. So, it was pointed to. I just hadn't noticed it yet, because I wasn't really looking at this portion of the map. And upstairs, we've still got the attic to check out. But besides that, we got that, the other thing. I think we're pretty much done with the upstairs, unless some more secret stuff is uncovered. Besides the, wait, did we ever see that closet? Let me go check that out real quick. I do kind of wish we could move a little bit faster, but, not too big a deal. Yeah, I can't remember if we checked out that closet in the guest room. But other than that, and the attic, obviously, we still haven't checked out the attic. I think we're pretty much done with the top floor, so that's good. I want to try and keep a clear idea of which rooms we've already looked through, so I don't accidentally have to, like, do a bunch of backtracking. Yeah, we already looked in here. Okay. Alright, in that case, next I'm going to look downstairs. I don't believe we've checked out the music room yet. Or if we did, at least there is a room off of that I saw on the map that we definitely haven't been in, because it didn't actually show up on the map. It was just a blank door right there. So, I'm going to go check out that next. And then after that, then I'll go down and look at the basement. I think that's a good plan. Good, solid plan. And yeah, we definitely haven't been in the music room yet because the door's closed. Alrighty. Let's get them lights on. Let's see what's in here now. Why doesn't that light turn on? Is it broken? Not sure. Okay. And these are all records. It's a hell of a lot of records. Honestly, I've never seen so many records in one place. Just because my family never really had any. That's a hell of a lot, wow. I'm a little jealous. I don't keep records myself, and I have no interest in keeping records, but purely to have that many is, I think it's pretty cool, you know? Like, I'm that way with video games, basically. You know, I like to have a lot of video games just so I have a lot of variety, so whatever I feel like I am in the mood to play, then, you know, I'll always have something to pick out. But okay, let's look at this textbook. World history. Nothing. Okay. Let's stop looking at the textbook and let's open this folder and read assignment. Reproductive System Worksheet 6. Name, Samantha Greenbrier. Directions. Below are 2 stories. The events are all out of order. Get a sheet of lined paper. Write Reproductive System Worksheet number 6 at the top. Then choose one of the 2 stories, A or B, and rewrite it. Begin with the title and your name. Find a topic sentence to begin your paragraph. Put the sentences in chronological order. Make sure the last sentence is a good concluding statement. A, the menstrual cycle. It travels through the fallopian tube. The ovary releases the ovum. About 2 weeks later, since the lining of the uterus is not needed for pregnancy, it comes out through the vagina. It is incredible how the female body knows how to prepare for pregnancy. If the egg doesn't meet a sperm, it dissolves. While the ovum is developing, the line of the uterus is getting thick and soft. Another ovum starts to develop in one of the ovaries, and the process begins again. An ovum starts to develop. B, I am produced in the testicles. I go from the vas deferens to the urethra, the life of a sperm cell. I go through the cervix and the uterus and into the fallopian tubes in search of an egg cell. I develop for 2 or 3 months in the epididymis. When the penis becomes erect, I leave the epididymis and travel up into the body through the vas deferens. as I pass the prostate gland, the seminal vesicles, and the Cowper's glands, fluids are added so that I can live longer and swim more easily. Without me, an egg cell couldn't begin the amazing process of reproduction. The urethra carries me, along with about 200 million other sperm, out of the penis in a process called ejaculation. If I can find the ovum before the other sperm do, I will be the winner, part of a fertilized egg. Congratulations, little sperm. And then there she put it in order. I'm not going to bother reading it all off again. I just read it all. This would just be... Oh, wait a minute. She actually wrote, like, a story about it? That's weird. Okay, I guess I will read this. It's not just, I assumed she just had to put the different sentences in the correct order. But okay. Alright, the early morning of September 1st, 1937, Essa Glatz stares out the window of the train as it travels from Vienna back to her home village of Wałin in Poland. As the train rumbles along and the sun rises over the countryside, she can only think of her dear Borislav, the boy she is engaged to wed. Meanwhile, deep within her guts, an ovum starts to develop. Essa's train approaches its destination. Her heart races. The lining of the uterus is getting thick and soft. As Essa steps off the train, her eyes dart quickly across the gathered crowd. Then, there, her dear Boris. Still in his baker's smock, he must have dropped his early morning duties at his father's shop to come meet her. Her heart skips a beat. The ovary releases the ovum. It travels through the fallopian tube. Over the wheezing of the steam engines, a deep hum grows. It's coming from the sky. Dark shadows pass over the station. A whistling sound. Essa, her thoughts only a second faster than the bombs, reaches out toward her dear Boris across the crowd. Their eyes lock and the moment freezes. The flash and smoke envelops him almost instantly. In the assault by German forces, almost 75% of the people in her hometown are killed. The rest, including Essa and, for a time, Borislav, huddle in a half-destroyed church. He is blind, his legs are missing, bandaged with torn bedsheets. Essa's egg will not be meeting a sperm. It dissolves. About 2 weeks later, Boris loses his grip on life. Essa has given up her rations to keep Boris alive, but in the end nothing can save him. Since the lining of the uterus is not needed for a pregnancy, it comes out through the vagina. Essa vows to survive. She sets off to join the Polish resistance as a daring spy and saboteur. Another ovum starts to develop in one of the ovaries, and the process begins again. It is incredible how the female body knows how to prepare for pregnancy. Oh my god. That is awesome. Okay, this, I was laughing while I read this, because it reminded me of different, like, science and health class things I had to do when I was in middle school and high school. And it, like, really, like, I'm surprised. I would be... Let me correct my thoughts there. I would not be surprised if they just, like, found an actual worksheet from a school, you know, nearby, wherever the developer is, and they just copied it word for word, because this looks exactly like the kind of thing I would expect to see in one of my old classes. But this, I was also laughing because it is just, that is amazing. That is, to say that's creative is, yeah, and dear me, oh no, the teacher's so taken aback by that gripping story. This is the kind of thing that I would probably have written back in school if I wrote anything. I kind of managed to find a way to get out of doing most of the writing. And by get out of, I mean I took F's on the assignments most of the time. Yeah. Anyway, not gonna linger on that too long. I've already spent enough time laughing at it. Alright, Dave Brubeck. Yeah, no. Okay. Can't read the newspaper, thank God. That's a small mercy. Alright, let's see what this is.
Somehow I always knew that someday we'd be through. Now that it's happened, I just can't believe it.
Okay, let's stop that. I don't want another pointless copyright strike on my video, unfortunately. But I will say, it certainly sounds, I assume this is the dad and or mother's room, since it's records and older music instead of cassette players and 90s pop stuff. So I will say the parents definitely seem to have better taste in music than the kids. Yeah, anyway. Down here's books. Nothing we can actually read. Okay. Close that up nice and tight then. There's a little bar over here. That's interesting. Bottle. What's this? Vixa vodka, triple distilled, bottle of Russia. Okay. Distilled in Ireland. Hanrahan No. 9 Irish whiskey. Oh, and that's another thing. I mentioned in the very first episode that this game doesn't run very well, even though I have a very powerful computer, and one of the reasons is because it has, at least one of the reasons, according to what I was able to find when I searched for, why is this game performing so badly? It was because, the game is supposed to have really high-resolution textures, which allows you to read, the labels on things and stuff like that. But also, it actually has, as you can see as I turn the bottle, the light is coming from right there. There's those 3 lights over the bar. And so when I turn the bottle to face those lights, that section of the bottle lights up, which allowed me to read it a second ago because I turned it to get it all lit up and everything like that. And there's no light coming from the other direction, so I can't see it as easily when I point it that way, and that's because the game actually has dynamic lighting, which means that the light actually comes from the sources in the game world, and it actually reacts to how you angle the things you pick up, so that, the objects get lit up properly as they would in real life. And that's another thing that is very taxing on a computer's true dynamic lighting, and most games don't do that, because most games just figure, oh, let's just put some lights in the room and then sort of make the whole room vaguely bright, and we'll just kind of pretend it's coming from the lights. It's kind of like an illusion, basically. But anyway, enough of that. Let's grab Dad's second book. Yes, we've already seen that in a different area. So this desk from the letter from the desk of Donald Fripp's publisher, Mercury Books Inc. Dear Mr. Greenbrier, I write to inform you that, unfortunately, Mercury Books will be unable to publish your follow-up to The Accidental Pariah. Despite the low sales of The Accidental Savior, we went ahead with publication of the second book in hopes of the John Russell series catching on. However, sales of the second book have in fact been lower than those of the first, and so our stewardship of the series must end here. It has been a pleasure working as your publisher, and we wish you and John Russell the best in your future endeavors. Sincerely, Donald Fripp's publisher, Mercury Books, Inc. Aw, that sucks. Yeah, I can imagine very easily what that must feel like to publish a book and have it just not sell well, to put in a lot of work making something creative and just basically kind of having to hope that people will like it. It's not all too different from what I do here on my channel, Though obviously mine isn't for money and I don't do nearly as much hard work as it takes to write a full book. But yeah, even so, I can definitely very easily imagine how badly that has to suck. Alright, and now in here, more case. Oh, and that also, that explains very easily why there's so many copies of the books that we've seen all around the house, because they didn't sell, obviously. Okay, and this lid is yet more books. Okay. Oh, and there's a letter in this jacket. Okay. Samantha, please give this to your mother. Janice, thank you for having Danny over for your new home. He has missed having his friend Samantha in the neighborhood very much. Danny asked if he could lend Samantha his Nintendo Street Fighting tape, and I gave my permission. Street Fighting tape. Holy crap, it's a cartridge, obviously, as probably anybody watching this video would know, and that is, I find that hilarious that she calls it a tape. It's kind of similar to how so many people just call video games Nintendos, or any video game console, I should say, a Nintendo, but whatever. And I gave him my permission. He needs to spend less time with those games anyway. No hurry returning it. let Samantha know that she is welcome back to our house to visit anytime. Sincerely, Mary Schultz, I believe that's the name. I can't quite tell, but okay, yeah. I'm gonna guess Schultz.
When you live in one place your whole life, your next door neighbor is kind of like your default friend. And Daniel only got weirder over the years. So moving away has been a good excuse to, like, not see him anymore. But he did always have the good Nintendo games. Maybe I'll give him a call.
That's nasty. I mean, I know kids are just like that. I did that myself when I was younger, kind of, technically. That's a long story I won't get into, though. It's not very interesting. But, yeah, whatever. It's not cool. That's not cool. Don't be friends with somebody just because they have stuff you like. That's shitty. And actually, to think of it, if you think of it in wider terms than just video games, if you think of it in general of just, well, that person has stuff I like, so I'm going to try to be friends with them, that's something that adults do quite a lot as well, actually. Even so, okay, this was cool, but that's all the time I have for this episode, so hopefully in the next episode, the basement will turn out to be even more interesting, though this has been cool as well. And hopefully it won't be super creepy, which I kind of expect it to be, but oh well. See you then. Bye-bye.